All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Sunday. How's everybody doing? It is Sunday of Labor Day weekend, so it's going to be a light day today. And Dogecoin's just kind of bouncing around. Same price as it was when I recorded my video this morning. Did you guys see that? My September price prediction video is out one day early. That's right. Had to do it on a Sunday. Had to get it out there so you guys can prepare for what's coming the month ahead. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. But today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, ETH, alts, and Dogecoin, and the scenarios that are out there, because you got to be ready. You got to be ready. And there are some scenarios to talk about. Now, we talk mostly about Dogecoin on this channel, but Dogecoin also is affected by the entire crypto market. So what the market does affects Dogecoin as well. So we talk about the overall market, Bitcoin, altcoins, and then Doge. So let's get into some scenarios, shall we? Let's do it. First, Bitcoin cycles. So you know that I'm a fan of the 4-year cycles. You know that we've been seeing the price pretty much across the board still overall bullish for the crypto market. It's been a choppy summer, as Kriss predicted, right? Summer of chop, right? Got some people down, got some people bearish. We had the fear of tariffs, right? Fear of tariffs, not only from the tariffs themselves, which caused the market to go down from January to April, but then as we've come and initially recovered from April, now we got the Fed. I'm not sure what tariffs are going to do to inflation, and will there be a recession and all of that stuff. So we haven't had any rate cuts, where normally you would have rate cuts based on the data alone. I think in 17 days or 18 days, it's still one day before the beginning of September. I still think we're going to get a rate cut in September. But 4-year cycles, if the 4-year cycles play out as they should, we would still see an acceleration in price, most likely this fall. So let's play it out. So what do we have? We have business cycles as well. And we've talked about, well, why is there a 4-year cycle? Right? And Brian, yeah, right. Oh, Brian, you're so funny. What's a 4-year cycle? So why do we have 4-year cycles? Well, we can say, right, Bitcoin halving is every 4 years, roughly. And that is true, coincidentally. We have U.S. presidential elections every 4 years. That is true. I know, Brian's such a clown. And then we also have this business cycle, which since 2008 has been on 4-year cycles. So based on his channel activity and typical methods for YouTubers, it is highly likely that KrissPax is a paid YouTuber. Interesting. You know how YouTube works, right? This is interesting. Abe, this is interesting. You know how YouTube works, right? I make videos. I do these live streams. There is ad revenue, right? Ad revenue on this. So yes, I do get I do get some payment from some ad revenue here. So I give of my time. You guys come. You sit here for free, right? You pay. It costs you nothing to learn something about finances and the markets. Costs you nothing but a little bit of your time. So that's the way it works. But hey, you be you, I'll be me. I'm rich. You may not be. You may not be. But I played the market, and I played the market very well. So we'll just leave it at that, buddy. So we have seen since 2008, the financial crisis of 2008, which kicked off Bitcoin, right? Financial crisis of 2008 is why Satoshi invented Bitcoin, to get away from the banks, right? And what has happened since 2008? We have essentially been in the business cycle in 4-year cycles as well. Kind of interesting that we've seen that every 4 years. Very, very interesting. So we have the business cycles. We've got Bitcoin also showing huge gains every 4 years. So as this MACD turns around here, essentially we have had an extended green bull market. And as TechDev says here, this is the longest ever we have had. So it has been continually from the bottom of the bear, which was at the end of 2022, Bitcoin has been in a pretty much slow and steady gain bull market. A lot of people get all zeroed in, right? Get too zoomed in. Oh, Bitcoin's crashing. Is it really though? Is it really? So we have not had a blow off top in Bitcoin yet. Will we see a blow off top? We shall see how that works out. And yes, there is also this idea of a super cycle, extended cycle, where Bitcoin just keeps plowing along well into 2026, which will negate all the 4-year cycle theories. But until that happens, I'm still on the 4-year cycles. Crypto Rover says, look, this is where Bitcoin stands now compared to post-halving years from 2017 and 2021. 2017, Bitcoin was taking a breather right here, beginning of September, before a parabolic run. The second run of Bitcoin in 2021 was taking a breather in September before going on, let's call it a mini parabolic run, because the cycle ended up getting squeezed there at the end because of the big dip there was in the middle of that cycle. And so here we are this cycle, right? Bitcoin taking a little breather in August, right? Bitcoin was in the red in August, but what wasn't in the red? ETH. ETH was in the green for August. And how about Dogecoin? Dogecoin was also in the green in August, which I showed in my September price prediction video this morning, showing how the month of August was ending with ETH and Dogecoin in the green for the month of August, but Bitcoin was in the red for the month of August. So Bitcoin taking a breather, ETH still plowing up, and Dogecoin slightly up. That's how we ended up. Do we have the Q4 in the post-halving year in Bitcoin? Do we have a big run coming for Bitcoin? Q4 2025, post-halving year. The odds are looking pretty good. So that's the base scenario right there, is that we're going to have a big run like we had 4 years ago and 8 years ago, a big run in Bitcoin. We're going to top, and then we're going to go into a bear market. Now, That could lead to, we could have an extended cycle too, as brought up. But what I'll show you a couple scenarios there, though, that could change, that sort of plays out what the differences might be. But let's go to altcoins, right? So altcoins, here in the last few months, altcoins have started taking off, especially ETH, which was way down, way back in April, and is up 220%. ETH is up 220% since that low in April, which has been leading the altcoin market. Now, a few others have come up a little more, but ETH is the big market cap. So that's what's coming, is the big market cap of ETH. And as we've shown in the typical 4-year cycle, you're going to have the Bitcoin run, then you're going to have the ETH run, and then the rotation is going to go into alts. Large cap alts, small cap alts, and memes would be coming next. So this is setting up very similar to what happened last cycle again with altcoin market cap. Could we see this big run? And as Merlin says, look, alt season doesn't announce itself. It just sneaks in. It just sneaks in on you. So how big is alt season going to be? So far, if alt season 2021 was this, alt season 2025 so far, kind of cute, right? Kind of cute, but not what we expect. Now, there are a couple of reasons for this, right? First, alt season isn't done yet, right? We don't know what the blow off top is going to be for the rest of 2025. Also, 2021, United States and many other countries around the world, the governments were handing out checks, checks, right? Stimulus checks, right? To stimulate the economy. And what were you doing with that free money, free in quotes, that free money you were getting from the government? Well, if you were smart, right, you were buying crypto. You were buying crypto and making money off of that free money you got from the government. So we're not done yet. But so far, alt season 2025 is still a kitten. I'll call it a kitten, right? Facts. We also have this again this year, right? Because a lot of people with their stimulus checks, what did they do? They went out and bought TVs, right? Or whatever, right? They don't have a clue what crypto is, right? You guys, right? And us and our little family here, right? We know what crypto is. We know what crypto can do. But check this out. The general population, okay, this is all about the general population. So this is the people outside of our bubble. Outside of our bubble. The general population is way too busy living their lives to give a shit about Bitcoin, right? The general population would be lost the moment you say self-custody. The general population is not financially responsible enough to keep their own money secure and never will be. The general population is okay with the current banking and financial system. And for the most part, the general population still views all of crypto as a scam. So that's what we're fighting against, right? No, we're not really fighting, right? But that is what's keeping this huge growth in crypto from happening. Is all those people out there, they have no idea what's going on. We're here making money, or most of us are making money. Some of us, or some of you, or some in the crypto business aren't making money, and that's because they're just doing dumb things. Okay? You're just doing dumb things. Because so far, we have followed a certain pattern, and that pattern has played out, allowing us to make money in crypto. Are we going to get this big blow off top in the fall? Now we know with Dogecoin, right? Once that word Dogecoin gets out there and the FOMO starts hitting, you'll get some of the general population coming in and some from last cycle coming back buying Doge. And we'll get to that scenario in just a minute. Meanwhile, the US M2 money supply just hit another new all-time high. So that means there's lots of money out there. There's lots of money out there circulating around. The M2 money supply is at an all-time high. Of course, that leads to inflation, it leads to higher prices and all of that stuff, but it also helps crypto prices too. And stocks are just about at an all-time high too. And then we got our friend Ben Cowan. Now, Ben Cowan is probably going to make a Bitcoin dominance video tonight. Watch for it. He's probably going to make a Bitcoin dominance video tonight. And I bet the theory in his video is going to be something like this. Because he is convinced that there's going to be a low in Bitcoin dominance in September, but then Bitcoin dominance is going to start going back up. He thinks Bitcoin dominance is going to go back up into September, into October. And he lays out three scenarios here. One, if Bitcoin bounces off the 20-week SMA and heads higher, then Bitcoin leads the bull market and dominance goes up. That's what happened back in 2017. And we look back at 2017, and that was this huge green run in Bitcoin. I'm guessing that's not going to happen. Bitcoin's too big and slow now. We're not going to see that type of parabolic run on Bitcoin. But we'll see. Yeah, I'll get to Polygon in just a little bit. Oh, cool. I'll get to Polygon. Scenario number two, if Bitcoin does not hold the 20-week SMA and drops to the 50-week SMA, let's say, like it did in Q3 2024, Q1 2025, then alts get rinsed, as they would then be concerned for the health of the bull market. In that case, a 10% drop for Bitcoin would be a 30% drop for alts. Interesting. Scenario number three, if Bitcoin just sits at the 20-week SMA for all of September, like it did back in 2020, then alts slowly bleed out to Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance goes up. So you know where Ben stands on this. Ben is like, Bitcoin's going to win in all three scenarios. He doesn't give a fourth scenario where ETH keeps plowing up and Bitcoin goes sideways. And ETH will lead the alt season continuing through that chop that Ben thinks is coming in September. So kind of interesting. But if you're into this kind of stuff, watch for an Into the Cryptoverse Ben Cowan video, most likely tonight, that's going to be about this. But you heard it here first. I front ran Ben. I front ran him. And so when he makes his video, just go into the comments and say, yeah, KrissPax already talked about this. You forgot scenario number 4, Ben. Scenario number 4. Maybe you just do that. Maybe you go to Ben's video and you just say, you forgot scenario 4. As per KrissPax, right? And let's see what happens. But most likely that's what's coming. Because I know this guy. Yeah, well, Ryan, but you know, scenario 4, you got to put that in there. Because he's like, he's only got 3 here. And in all 3 of these, Bitcoin dominance goes up in October. And I'm just like, maybe not. Maybe not. So we'll see. Yeah, Con, it's me against Ben now, right? It's me against Ben. He's never, ever wrong except when he is. And he admits it. He does admit it when he's wrong, but he does get things wrong. So Just putting it out there. Pax Cat thought about it first. Of course, Pax Cat. He's way ahead of everybody. He's way ahead. He's got it so good, right? He just lays around, sleeps all day, right? Gets free food, free drinks. Even somebody cleans his poop and his piss up, right? He's got it good. He's got it good. All right. So what does this all mean for Dogecoin, right? So what are the scenarios for Doge? So let's take a look, right? We've got an AI overview for scenarios for Dogecoin. Let's begin with bullish. Bullish scenario. A price rally to $1 or higher. Because that's what's on the table, right? That's what everyone's thinking about. I know some say, well, let's get to the all-time high first. Let's get to 48.50 cents first. But this Google AI here, Genesis, whatever they're called, a price rally to $1 or higher. Many analysts predict that in a highly favorable market, Dogecoin could revisit its previous all-time high or surpass the highly anticipated $1 mark. Scenario number, or no, this is point 2 of the bullish scenario. Influencer-driven hype. High-profile figures like KrissPax or Elon Musk. No, it doesn't say KrissPax. It doesn't say KrissPax, but it could. High-profile figures like KrissPax or Elon Musk have historically driven Dogecoin's value with social media endorsements. A new wave of attention or a major endorsement could trigger a significant price spike. All right, that's our second bullet point under the bullish scenario for Dogecoin. How about increased real-world utility? The Dogecoin Foundation is working on initiatives to expand the coin's functionality beyond simple payments, such as bridge to ETH, introduction of DRC20 tokens. We know we got the Doge OS thing going on. We got BitOrigin. We got all this stuff happening. That's bullish. We have growing adoption as a payment method. Dogecoin has low transaction fees, fast processing times compared to Bitcoin, making it suitable for microtransactions and tipping. Wider acceptance by merchants or platforms like X, formerly Twitter, could generate real-world demand and increase its value. And then finally, we have the broader institutional acceptance for Dogecoin. Institutional. Events like the potential Dogecoin ETFs could increase its legitimacy in the eyes of institutional investors. Increased institutional capital and regulatory clarity could provide more stability and fuel upward momentum. All very bullish for Doge. Now, bearish. Heightened competition, stagnation. Newer meme coins with novel features could siphon away retail interest. And we have seen that. There's a lot more money in memes, but they're spread out, right? Back in 2021, it was all about Doge. 2025, we got the fart coin and the Pepe and the Bonk and the Whiff and the, this and that and the other and all those, right? That's a lot of money that mostly went into Dogecoin last cycle. So be aware of that. There could be a crypto market downturn. There are many saying we've already topped out. We talked about that yesterday's live stream, right? That was our theme yesterday's live stream was we could have already topped out. And 20% of you thought we already topped. Interesting. We have decreased social media momentum. The meme coin mania of the past could fade, leading to decreased community enthusiasm and investor interest. We have price manipulation by whales. I do not hold a lot of credence to that. The whales aren't going to tank the Dogecoin price. And then uncertain regulatory environment, increased regulatory scrutiny of meme coins, And again, I don't think Dogecoin really suffers here because it's so much like Bitcoin. So, but there is the overall crypto market's influence on Dogecoin, right? What's going to happen? Continued community engagement, social media attention, new integrations and developments, the health of the wider crypto market, especially Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's doing what these guys are saying, right? And that we still have Q4 2025 and a big run, then Dogecoin's going to go up too. So pretty interesting. Dogecoin's journey will remain a volatile one, with its speculative nature offering potential for high returns, but also carrying risks. So there you go. Good overview of the scenarios for Doge, the crypto market, and of course, Ben's Bitcoin dominance theories, where he forgot scenario number 4. He forgot it. So we'll see who is correct, KrissPax or Ben. And he's got 3 chances to get it right. I only have 1. Meanwhile, John thinks, hey, Doge is just going to go parabolic tonight. Awesome. I still think World Liberty Finance. Grok. Let's ask Grok. When is WLFI token launching for public trading? Let's see what Grok says. The World Liberty Finance token scheduled for public trading on September 1st at 12 o'clock. Is that 12 noon? Yes. 12 o'clock p.m. UTC on September 1st is 12 noon UTC. For reference, that's 8 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. So there we go. 8 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow morning, World Liberty Finance begins trading publicly. Okay, one other question. What exchanges can you buy WLFI token on? Who's going to list it? Starting September 1st, WLFI tokens will be available on trading DEXs and SEXs. Confirmed DEXs include Uniswap and PancakeSwap. Centralized exchanges, Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, HTX, Gate, Mexi, BitGet, and Kraken. There could be some others. WLFI token. Let's be careful tomorrow morning. If this is anything like the stupid Trump token, we could see people selling crypto to buy that thing. So let's be careful out there, everybody. Yeah, I just asked Grok that. Again, Grok has the answer on all that. You can just go on Grok yourself and read that. But yeah, Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, HTX, Gate, Mexi, BitGet, and Kraken so far have announced plans for WLFI. Yep, I think so, Nick. WLFI is going to create the September dip. And it's going to be on, well, in the United States, it's a holiday because we have our Labor Day is September 1st. So danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. I feel like getting bored of repeating the same thing over and over, hoping it reaches at least 30 cents. Well, Frankie, I get that feeling. I get it. There's a lot of competition. Is Dogecoin going to go parabolic? I mean, we saw it last November, right? On the backs of Trump winning the election. And that whole thing of Elon and Department of Government efficiency and all that. So Doge, like, 250, 300%. Huge. Could that happen again? It depends on what is the catalyst. What's the thing, right? For Dogecoin. So, good evening, Charlotte. How are you? I'm not working tomorrow. I get a paid holiday tomorrow. U.S. Labor Day. Paid September 1st. Will everyone have learned from the stupid Trump coin? Nope. Nope. They will not have. So, they will not have. Yeah, Charlotte, I got the hooky tickets. I got hooky tickets. Yeah. Yeah, so the floor was all sold out. That's what I was looking at before, was this the floor. So that's all sold out, but there's no seats on the floor. It's all standing. And then the mezzanine is all standing. This is the House of Blues in Boston. And so then they've got some seats higher up, and I'm going to be in one of those. But I get to hear Joy Division songs being played live. He's the only one doing it. It's like, that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. If Doge doesn't get an ETF and the price stays around 30 cents till the end of the year, what can happen for 2026? Well, if it's the end of the cycle for Bitcoin, as we saw in 2017, we saw 2021, right? 2018, bear. 2022, bear, right? It'd be bear. If Bitcoin is going to go on a little run and then be a bear in 2026, Dogecoin's going to do the same thing. Bear. And that's like the 80% scenario is that. So actually, it's next September, Charlotte. It's September 2026. So I have to wait a whole year now for the concert. Why the tickets went on sale now for a concert a year away? A little bit early, but I got my tickets. There's a 50% chance Bitcoin is already topped. 50. Wow. So who's saying 50? Tell me, who is saying 50? I think you're just making that up. You're just making it up. You get a paid holiday? Me too. Paid holiday. Welcome. 2 days gone. Good afternoon to you. When they sell, I buy. Dip buying opportunity we could have tomorrow morning. Dip buying. He doesn't live far from your salon. No, I want him for his shoulder or arm, whatever he injured. I want that to get better. Let that heal. And next year he'll be fine. Yeah, he injured his shoulder or something. So we need him to get better. because I need to hear him play that bass guitar. Yeah. But that'll be great to hear those songs live. Especially Love Will Tear Us Apart. I mean, that is just, to hear that live will just be awesome. You only lose if you sell. That is true. Peter Brandt said 30% chance. So you're saying 50%. Okay. The KrissPax community says 20%. Basama, how are you? The Doge ETF approving and rejecting, two sides possible. I just don't see any. I mean, I don't see the SEC saying no to the Dogecoin ETFs because you've got Grayscale, Bitwise. I mean, they're big. I mean, they're legitimate companies, right? Especially Grayscale, legitimate company. And Dogecoin, as a proof of work cryptocurrency, works the same way as Bitcoin. So there shouldn't be any hesitation by the SEC like it might have with, say, a Solana, right? Or an XRP. But Litecoin should be approved. Dogecoin should be approved at a minimum. Those should be approved. Charlotte is officially buy Dogecoin or else. That's her new name. She officially changed it. Buy Dogecoin or else. You have to address her like that. Oh. You're going to change your name? You can't be buy Dogecoin or else though, because she already has it. So Crow is quieting down, LeBron. Crow is quieting down. 29 cents. Oh, it's this afternoon. It's coming back up. I wasn't watching it this afternoon. But yeah, from running up to 38, it dropped down to 28, came back up to 31, dropped down to 28 again, and now is starting to curl back up. All right, I will be watching that. Good for Crow. It's not going to keep going down. Nice. I like 2 days gone. 2 days gone is good. That's a good name. I've never heard anybody using 2 days gone before. I like that. That's unique. Change your name to buy Dogecoin, please. Crow Smo. Hey, I'm making money on Crow. It's all right. I'm making money. Trying to get Bonk to turn around. Because I do have money in Bonk. And Bonk is just not, it's touching my buy point again and again. Just teasing with me. Teasing with me. Got to get over 23, retest it as support, and move higher. So I'm making money on it again. Got to have that for Bonk. Pengu? Yeah. Pengu's hanging around 3 cents. Just hanging around 3 cents. Again, going sideways. And then Pump.Fun moved up the other day and pulling back a little bit from yesterday. But it had been going on all last week from Monday. I mean, look at that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Nice big run. But Saturday went back down. So I have some of that as well. Those are my other meme plays that I have active. Besides Dogecoin, I'm still trading Bonk, Pengu, and pump.fun. Hey, Galvin's in the house. How are you? I'm on it then. Bonk. Yeah, Polygon. We were going to look at that. Yes. Polygon's waking up. Why is Polygon waking up? I don't know. I don't know. Why is Polygon up over 10% today? I don't follow the news on this thing, but man, that's a nice run. So from the bottom that we had on Friday, Polygon's now up 20%. But if you zoom out and you look at the bigger picture, you're like, it's about freaking time. Actually, it's been since February, since Paul has been at this price, since February. In January, it was 44 cents. So it has to double to get back up to there. And in December, it was up at 72 cents. I think it was 74 even. So this is starting to look like on Polygon, we're starting to get some structure here. It looks like we're starting that kind of curve happening with Polygon. It's interesting how some of these coins trade and you totally forget about them. And all of a sudden, they're the ones that are moving and making a comeback. Yeah, 2 days. I agree. Polygon is probably going to come back down, but maybe it only comes down about half of its gain. We see that in a bull market a lot, where you can take this run here and then you can cut it in half, right? And say, well, maybe it'll dip down to that line, right? It's not going to go all the way back down to like 25 cents. Maybe 27 becomes support, right? That's where it was right there. In fact, I could probably put a line here and we'll see whether indeed that 27 support line ends up holding. Because that's what I would see happening, is it may come down. Don't have to chase it up here at 28, 29, but maybe it'll come back and hit that support. So, but yeah, this is one of the big winners today, yesterday and today, is what used to be Matic, now Paul. Nice little run. Nice. Nice. Always packing your bags up? Well, I need Bonk to go 27.67. Yeah, it gets back over 23 and I'm in the money. Charlotte was number one, but Will just took her over. If Paul holds, that will be awesome. You feeling tired, Galvin? Sorry. Best to chill with the crypto market. What is World Liberty Finance going to do? That's going to be tomorrow. All eyes are going to be on World Liberty Finance. I'm not looking forward to it, actually. I'm feeling very bearish about tomorrow. I'm feeling bearish about tomorrow. Yeah, we typically see that. The price will go up, and then when it pulls back, it's like half of that big gain, somewhere around there, in an overall bull market, which I think we're still in. Are you tired, Will? We are tired. Make it go up. Do I have that power? Here, go up, up. Come on. Everybody stand up, and on the count of 3, we all jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. Oh. The all-time high prediction for Dogecoin this cycle. Ha! Frederico, have I got a video for you? This one right here. The Dogecoin crypto 2-year outlook that I made 2 days ago. Actually, it was just yesterday. My time. I don't know where you are. Watch that video. The 2-year outlook for Dogecoin. And you will see where I see Dogecoin going for its high this cycle. Okay? So check that out. Part of the reason I made that video was to be able to answer that very question. I want to hear more about shorts getting taken out. Sure. Well, right now, the markets are looking a little weak, taking out ETH and XRP longs right now. Well, that was about an hour ago. There was one ETH long taken out at $1.6 million. So, yeah. But everything else is just going sideways, just like we saw yesterday too. See, Bitcoin is just trading sideways in between the shorts and the longs with no path one way or the other. So that's why I think tomorrow we're going to see the volatility. Tomorrow they're going to take out most likely the longs. I think we're going to be dipping. We're going to see Bitcoin down to 107. Maybe 106. I don't know. We'll see. But that's definitely a possibility because we've gone 2 days now of just sideways trading with Bitcoin. And it just hasn't moved. 2 days solid. And we got all this leverage piling up, both on the short and the long side. And it looks like it's 50-50 to me of the new leverage trades. It's like 50-50. Half of them are going to get taken out. And it's going to happen fast. So probably by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, we're already going to see it happening. Because people are going to be selling whatever else they have to buy that stupid World Liberty finance token. We'll see. But that's what's out there. And as far as Doge on its heat map, same. Right in the middle, just sideways. We got the shorts, we got the longs, and Doge is trading right between them. That's where we are. You'll take a dip tomorrow? Ask the 8 ball if we get a bullish September. You just watch my video from this morning. I made a video. I have the power with my magnet thingy. Just put a magnet on the chart. Works every time. Do I think ETH can overtake Bitcoin in market cap? No. No, I don't. Too big of a gap in market cap between $2 trillion and 500 billion. That's ETH doing a 5x with Bitcoin standing still. That's not going to happen. The long run, you mean like 40 years from now, 50 years from now? Who knows? We're still so early in crypto. It's hard to judge that. But in the next 4 years, no. Pump up the jams. Pump it up. Pump it up. Your prediction for tomorrow, 23 cents and then a dump. Take out some of the shorts and then dump it for the longs. Probably not a bad prediction. Tomorrow's going to be the day. 1K productions. I think so. 70-hour work weeks. I remember them. I used to do those. When I was a grinder in architecture, I used to do those. Now, between my job and this, it's a lot more than 70 hours. It's 2 jobs. Hopefully, the World Liberty Finance coin will cause Trump coin to hit all-time high. Well, there's some wishful thinking there. I think people are going to be dumping the Trump coin to buy World Liberty. Taking a dip in the pool, Ryan. It's starting to get a little chilly up here in Boston. I mean, it's nice. 70 degrees and sunny is nice, but at nighttime, it's in the 50s now. It's a little chilly. So if you don't have a heated pool, that's going to be some cold water. Cold water. Making noodles? Making noodles. Pepe and Bonk are just going to follow the meme token sort of up and down, up and down. They're not going to die. They still have good, strong communities behind them. There seems to be some utility for Bonk. Pepe, no utility. Might go see him in Liverpool in November. Wow, Hookie's going to be up there, huh? Awesome. Liverpool. Yeah, he's not coming back to the States until end of next summer. I missed him the last time he came through Boston. I don't remember what I was doing, but I wasn't like keyed in on him at the time. But I'll catch him next time. He's finishing dates in the UK. There you go. I hope you get to see him. I mean, he's playing the Get Ready New Order album. And then he's going to do a mix of Joy Division and New Order songs. And you can see the playlists from his concerts. They're all online. So you can see all the songs he's playing. He mixes it up. His second set, he mixes things up every now and then. £44 a ticket. I know he doesn't charge like as much as the top pop groups. So it's worth it, I think. Definitely worth it. I did not watch the F1 movie yet, Osama. I will. I do want to see it, but I did not watch it yet. Always interested in a racing movie, see what Brad Pitt looks like as the older racer. I'm very interested in that. But thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. But haven't seen it yet. What's going on with Sheeb? Sheeb is just lackluster. Just nothing. That's just weak, weak, weak. So, I don't know. Sheeb just keeps bleeding out to Doge. If you look at the Sheeb Doge chart, it just continues to bleed down and bleed down and bleed down. It's like, why are you still in Sheeb? That would be kind of weird, Charlotte. A buy Dogecoin side and Peter Hook and the Light concert. Just go and enjoy the show. I want to hear the songs. That's all. I just want to hear the music played live. I mean, I saw New Order back in 1989, I think it was, the Technique tour. That's when I saw New Order, and they were doing all of the disco, coming off of Substance, like all of that stuff, which was a fun concert. It was fun to hear all of that. But what Hookie's playing now is just so cool. Do it. Do it. Sheeb a doo-doo. No, you said boo-boo. See, no, it's doo-doo. Sheeb doo-doo. Yeah, I know, Charlotte. I got that. Ariane, can E3 test 4,200? Let's take a look. 4,200 would be there. I got rid of all my lines so I can make new ones. Well, it got close here on Friday with the dips, and it's not that far away now. So tomorrow we could see that tomorrow morning. Be careful for those dips. We could see that. Hey, Mike, Floki. So Floki was really big, obviously last cycle, but it seems to have gotten a big bump this cycle. There was a bit of news that went up in July, but it sold most of it off, and it's still kind of bleeding out. It just gained a zero back. Last December, it was at 27. So that's almost a 3x from where it is now to get back to where it was, where Doge is just a 2x to get back where it was. So I just don't know how all of these memes are going to go up so much this fall. I mean, that's just going to be so much buying across the whole meme spectrum. Yeah. I don't know which the bigger winners are going to be between Fartcoin and Pengu and Pump.fun and Bonk. There's going to be one that we're not going to know about, right? Something weird is going to come around, like the goat, like the stupid goat token again, or one of those, right? We don't know. We have no idea. Get some Pengu along with your Doge, Mike. I'm in Pengu, and I'm in Bonk, and I'm in Pump. Those are the three. Those are the three that I bought. I'm not buying any more. I'm not buying any others. I'm not buying Fartcoin. I'm just not doing it. Even though it might do a 3x, I'm not doing it. Got you on speaker in the minivan before we lose service. All right, Orbit. You own that too, Pengu? Basama, do you have any struggling story of life? I do, and I've told it. I have told it a couple times. One in a live stream and one in a video. That what I was going through 10 years ago. About 12 to 10 years ago, where I was in debt, divorced, had credit card bills, car payments, and and I was just living paycheck to paycheck. That was tough. With with two little kids. Well, like they were about 10 at the time, 9 and 10, special needs. It was like tough. So that's when I started like side hustle, and that got me the car paid off, and then I got out of the credit card debt. And once I got that credit card debt paid off, my side businesses got me enough extra money there where I could start investing. And I started with stock swing trading. And the stock swing trading then got me to a level where by 2021, then I had a good chunk of money. It's like over $10,000. And so that's when I bought Doge. And then the rest is history from there. But yeah, that was, 10 to 12 years ago was not a great time in the life of KrissPax. But thanks for asking. My 5-year-old said she doesn't like crypto, but she doesn't have a choice when Dad is driving and Kriss is live. I got that. But when she hears it, right? And she hears it again and again and again and again, it's going to be in her brain, and she's going to do very well financially. Did you see the new tax lot order on Robinhood? No, I'll have to check that out. Bitcoin Cash and shorters could be. I don't really follow Bitcoin Cash. I don't really care, to be honest. Yeah, and she'll also understand when her tuition is paid for. It builds character. I have a very good feeling about Pengu, Mike. Yes. Pengu shall do great things. I wouldn't be holding it if I didn't have a conviction on it. Thank you, CDC. Well, I'm not a grandpa. It is kind of a rags to Doge story. And never give up. Perseverance. That'll get you through. Absolutely. But getting out of debt, that's the big one. Is getting out of debt. Yeah, you can't give up. That's right, Charlotte. You can't give up. You try. If you fail, you try again. Start again. Exactly. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. That's my life now. I bought $20,000 hoping to get out of the situation. Good luck, Armando. Good luck to all of us. Debt just makes your money burn up. It sure does, especially if it's credit card debt. Because, man, you get hit with a fee plus that huge percentage. Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst. I was there. That was tough. You're just making the minimum payment just to make it not get so bad. Yep. Let's all get rich together. I know, Nick, right? Doge strong. Ha! Believe, exactly. You don't give up. You keep pushing, you keep trying. And it's a funny thing, you know, it's like this whole crypto experience is like there's opportunities that you don't get anywhere else here. And that's why we're here, right? We see this opportunity. Now, this isn't the same now as it was 2 years ago when we were in the bear market, or just the end of the bear, and we were buying really cheap. Now we're looking at this last push. And it's this last push that could make or break us, right? I still think 2026 is going to be bear. That's how I'm trading it. I'm not expecting to make money in 2026. So it's going to be preserving the profits that we take by the end of 2025. That's the way I'm playing it. And then I'm going to preserve those profits. I am not going to be trading, buying in 2026. Maybe at the end of the year. We'll see. If the markets just keep going up, so be it. Then awesome, you know. I'll take my profits. I would rather do that than risk losing them if indeed we stay in a 4-year cycle. And again, like we showed earlier, what happened in 2018, what happened in 2022. I mean, those were tough years. Is that going to happen in 2026? I'm not holding all my crypto. I'm not holding all my crypto. If that happens again, not going to be there. So yeah, I agree, Rock Angel. There's no way we topped out. Interest rates haven't begun. Too many catalysts. Exactly. So the best you can do, right, is weigh your risk versus reward and what you are and how you are financially, right? And whether you want to risk continuing to buy, continuing. 2022 was not a good year to be buying crypto until the end of the year. That's how it played out. Anything you bought in 2022, by the end of the year, you were down on, and you were down a lot. So, so risk versus reward. I'll take the reward over the next 3 months, and I'll take most of my profits. 80 to 90%, I'm going to be selling. Again, that's where I am looking at. And I showed you my 2-year outlook. Again, this is the video that I made yesterday, my crypto 2-year outlook. So I'm following that. Don't know what's going to happen. We have a request for all eyes on Doge. Okay. All eyes on Doge. You could go back to the beginning, or I could just, play it now.
All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
And I didn't fall. My dance moves are perfect every time. Absolutely perfect every time. No slip ups, no falling. I'm so good. I'm such a good dancer. Such a good dancer. And everybody is supposed to be cheering. Everybody's supposed to be cheering Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh. Risk versus reward, that's a must. Absolutely. Everybody's in a different financial position, right? Some of you just want to keep buying, and if it goes lower in 2026, you just keep buying because you're building for some future that's farther out, which is awesome. We don't know what crypto is going to do. I mean, we're talking about 21-cent Doge right now. And 4 years from now, people are going to be saying, God, I wish I bought some of that at 21 cents when it's like over $2. Right? We don't know. We don't know where it's going to be in 4 years. So it may not matter. But I'm still following the 4-year cycles. And this time I'm not holding all of my crypto and round tripping it through another 4 years. But that's just me. Aloha, Duchess. I don't know where the Pax cat is. He's being a bum. Being a bum. Doge will be $1 before Trump ends his term for sure. We will see. I will continue to be here. Through the bear, through the next bull, all of that. I'm not going anywhere. Hanging out. Obviously did not win the Powerball. Nobody did. But the Powerball is stupid. It's stupid. Because I looked at my ticket this morning and I matched the Powerball number plus one other number. And I was like, oh, cool. I got more than $4. And then I look on the payout and it's $4. It's what, wait, if I just hit the Powerball number, right, and I don't get any of the others match, you get $4. But if you get the Powerball number and you hit another number, it's still $4. That is, yeah, it's rigged. Exactly. You should get more for that. I matched two numbers, one the Powerball number. I should get at least $6 for that. No, it's just $4. It's like, well, I'll show them when I win $1 billion. I will show them. That's what they want you to do, right? More rigged than the Kriss kitties. Pump up the chance. Pump up the chance. Pump it up. Pump it up. Your first all eyes on Doge on the big screen. Got me up big, right? Love it. Love it. Yeah, Powerball for sure. Oh, but it's just a little distraction, a little fun. See what happens, right? So the big mover today was Matic, Powell. Big mover today. SPX, this new build on thing. The Trump token's going up, and you know it's going to dump tomorrow. People are buying it now before tomorrow. So Trump it's still $8.65. It's not like it's any big number, but people are buying it. The Sandbox, who's buying that? You guys think Metaverse is going to come back? Metaverse? I don't know. There's Bonk starting to come back. Bonk. Astronoob, I think it's the Labor Day fake dump, but it could be a real dump, actually. This World Liberty Finance token is going to start trading. I'm worried. Feeling a little bearish for tomorrow. feeling a little bearish. There's always the hope to win. I know, right? It's only $1 billion. I'd share it with you guys. Legend, yes. That would be legendary if KrissPax won the Powerball. There'd be a lot of Dogecoin buying. I'll make the price go up then. Charlotte was asking earlier if I could make the Dogecoin price go up. If I win the Powerball, guaranteed the Dogecoin price would go up because I would do all my buying on chain. None of this Robinhood stuff. No, I'll be buying on chain, crap ton of Dogecoin, price going up. I would do that. You suppose you'd also take $1 billion? So the law is you'd have to have the LLC already created before the lottery. Once the numbers are drawn and you have the winning ticket, you can't create a legal LLC entity to accept the reward. That's my understanding. Somebody can prove me wrong if they're a legal expert on this, but you have to make the LLC before the drawing. That's what I've heard. If you want an LLC to accept it. Of course, the odds of winning are so minuscule, nobody does that, right? Because who's going to win, right? 1 in a billion chance. But that's what I understand. Yeah, I wouldn't pay anybody to pick it up for me. No. You got to trust that? Even if you made a contract, they could still say, no, I didn't do that. I'm the winner. Your friend is going to do a 30x leverage on World Liberty. Leverage which way? They shorting it or longing it? Shorting it or longing it? If they buy it, they're shorting it. Okay. Yeah. Well, if it's anything like Trump token, right? If we look at the Trump token, it went up first. It went way up first. So you got to wait. Let's go to the daily. So you got to wait a day and let all of that get all in and then short it. So you got to wait till the green candles start to turn to red on the daily. And then even then you could still get liquidated. I mean, those are huge wicks on the daily chart there for Trump token. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous to be shorting any time in the first couple days. Now, once all of that volume came down, that was the time to short Trump token. It was like day 4. That was the time to short it. But with all of that volume there, those first few days, look at these giant wicks on Trump token. They were taking out the shorts, taking out the longs. Be very careful. Or your friend should be very careful. That's what I say. Be careful. Doge on the daily is still like doing okay, right? We're doing okay right here. Upward sloping support line is holding. Still looking okay. Yeah, no one would see my ticket. Ticket? I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing. Even when I go talk to my attorney, I would still not have my ticket with me. Nobody would know. I'm already winning though, Duchess. I'm already a winner. That would be just icing on the cake. People who got pre-sale World Liberty tokens are going to be dumping it. Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of buying too. PaxCat has accounted for the volatility. He calculated that risk while cleaning his. So, I don't know the rules on Powerball, Armando, when it comes to that. You'll have to read the rules. The weak volume below the 50 SMA. Yeah, I'm just like, well, I mean, I think everything looks, Bitcoin doesn't look as good. The alts look better. ETH has a much better structure, obviously, right? ETH structure is really strong. Doge's is okay, but Bitcoin's is weak. Bitcoin has a very weak structure right now. Good evening, RR. How are you? We went through earlier a bunch of scenarios, both in terms of the 4-year cycles, the remaining bull market, how Bitcoin and alts look. And then we gave a preview of Ben Cowan's Into the Cryptoverse video that he's probably going to be making tonight on Bitcoin dominance. So I front ran that, already told you what I think on that. And then we talked about Dogecoin scenarios, both bullish and bearish scenarios for Dogecoin. So we covered all of that in like the first 15 minutes of this live stream. So when you're bored, RR, either tonight before you go to bed, right, you can just watch the first 15 minutes and you'll get all of the good info there. No, you cannot buy World Liberty on Robinhood. We asked Grok earlier in the live stream, and Grok says the only exchanges that have announced that they will be trading World Liberty Finance tokens tomorrow morning are Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, HTX, Gate.io, MEXC, BitGet, and Kraken. So those are the ones who are ready to start trading World Liberty Finance tokens tomorrow morning. Eventually, Robinhood will add it. I think so. Eventually. Right. Robinhood will list it when it's dumping. They're really good at that. Their timing is always so bad, right? So bad. So here in the United States, if you wanted to buy it, you either got to do a VPN, right? You got a VPN. Kraken, I guess, right? If you're already on Kraken. But that's not really good for US buyers. Is Crypto.com going to have it? Usually Crypto.com is pretty quick. But I haven't seen that on Crypto.com. Let's see if they have an announcement. No. No announcement on world liberty. So, yeah, I don't know. Robinhood, you think Robinhood is carrying a lot of crypto? A lot of other crypto that they don't trade? I don't know. I don't know whether they do that. All right, so that's what we got today, guys. Yeah, you know, it's Sunday, Labor Day weekend. Thought it was going to be a whole boring weekend, but tomorrow morning, be careful with this World Liberty Finance token thing. I will be live, though, Monday afternoon. So make sure that you're subscribed if you aren't already. You guys should all be subscribed. But if some of you aren't, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it. Make sure you got your notifications on. Like the stream. Appreciate everybody's support. We're getting through this together. We already went through the scenarios earlier today, so we'll see how things go from here. Have a good evening, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.